Hello friends, today we will be discussing about the languages, what the various languages we are having in a Bharat, that we will be discussing. This language importance I have brought because yesterday I have given the words which are very important to understand today as well for the further explanation. What are that words I have given you? Diversification, democratic, devotion and dedication I have given it, and this also includes what are the languages includes, this also includes, but it is a lower in a explanation now in present. Okay, diversification and democratic, in this view the language is very much important. And also the fact, when we come across the individuality of understanding, language is also one of the important pronunciation of our own self. How it is important, I will be giving the explanation. So importance of the language is nothing but there are various kind of languages in Bharat, that all the various of the languages have their own particular scriptures. Their own particular scriptures is having their own pronunciations. The variety of the pronunciation, the variety of the sounds, which makes our own realization of our own self. If the individual has the sense of understanding the languages and pronunciation as well, because of these languages are very much important for one individual. So that's what I have stated. The one of the sentences which gives languages. What is this? Language leverages life. What is this? Language leverages life. This is what the languages is having the pronunciation of every script. Every language is having the one of the scriptures through which it has evolved from by the pronunciation of certain sounds, which can understand by the demography people who is in us particular state. As we come across a democratic, this is what the when we come across the leverages, when it comes the leverages of the life is nothing but when the person has the sense of pronunciation of every languages, and having the sense of knowing the language and making the understanding of what the fact is, it gives the pronunciation. Pronunciation is directly involves the breathing. What is this? The pronunciation of various languages includes breathing, the various type of breathing. When we come across the Marathi, it is one of the breathing that we will be taking in the pronunciation. And when we come across the Kannada, we come across the different breathing of the pronunciation. And when we go across the Gujarati, there is some of the words which all the words which is having the pronunciation with particularly with the breathing. And Odisha, when we go, there is some kind of different kind of the language. Odia, I think so. Different kind of the language. These all things, the variety of the languages make the diversity in diversity. So when I am talking with the diversity of the languages of particularly individuality, diversity of the language with a particular of the individuality, there is a breathing, the concept of the breathing. What is the concept of the breathing? The concept of the breathing and the pronunciation of the individuality with particular sense of with the sense of words of particular language make the sense of understanding and also make the sense of his own realization of breathing. This is how the language leverages life. This is what the sentence I have posted on the my Facebook page. So importance involved in the individuality language. This is what the individuality language is. So pronunciation of the various kinds of languages, pronunciation of the various kinds of the languages in for the particular individuality makes the purification of his language as well as breathing and pronunciation. The pronunciation of one individual lies in the variety of there is a wordings called languages. If once let me give explanation afterwards. When we come across the pronunciation, the languages, the pronunciation of various kind of the pronunciation make the individual of giving the particular language as a fluency of his own self and fluency of his own language. And also when he is having the fluency of all the varieties of language, the pronunciations comes with the neatness. The when we are coming the neatness, the clarification of the particular word. So when we are with the pronunciation and the particular word, there is this realization of his own breathing and realization of what is the importance of languages in a diversification of particular individuality. This is how I have made the statement, language leverages the life. So then we come across the importance, what is energy. What I have taken the energy and language, it is a different of linking as we come across the explanation, but it is initialized with the same concept of breathing. What is that? How it is related? When we come across the energy, the pronunciation and the energy makes the our own energy makes the pronunciation. Energy makes the pronunciation of our own individuality. Once individuality of having the energy with relating the pronunciation. That is what the breathing is. So when we are having the breathing, there is the variation of the breathing. The variation of the breathing and the variation of our own self with the pronunciation and the variation of our own energies. How it is? Variation of the energy, pronunciation. Energy includes the pronunciation, the variation of the pronunciation of the various languages. There comes the concept of breathing. When the energy low and high energy comes, there is a pronunciation. When there is a low and high of the energy, there is with the pronunciation, the breathing includes there. So breathing includes and the energy and the pronunciation makes the realization of the actual individuality. This is how it is related. Energy is relating to the languages, and also the pronunciation, how it is related to the breathing. This is how. So let's we come towards the energy. What is energy of the, what I have started from the the series, what I have started the series with regarding the positive energy and the negative energy. Let's we talk today, because I have taken the languages and the pronunciation as with the energy. This is how the three of the concept is related to one another. It is very important of individuality to understand. So we have come up to the energy. To energy we have come. So how the energy, particular energy is, there is a concept of positive energy and a negative energy. So identifying this positive energy and a negative energy is the individuality with the process of identifying his own self. Yes, okay. So when we come across the energy, we take example of E is equal to mc square. What is this? E is equal to, energy is equal to molecule into the speed of the light, square of the speed of the light. So how it is relating to the biological, when it is when we come across the individuality, what is the energy is meant with the molecules, and how it is how the molecules is multiplied with the speed of the light. We come across that, and the explanation is like this. What the explanation is like this? So when we come with the biological word of the molecule, it is a biomolecule. What is this biomolecule? These molecules are fundamental building blocks of a life, ranging from small water molecule to gained complex structure like the DNA. So it is the building blocks. When I am talking with the E is equal to mc square, it is particularly with the chemical reaction. I think it is related to the chemical reaction. When we come across the biologically, when I am talking with the individuality here, then we will be taking the understanding of molecules. What is the molecules? Molecules is related to the building blocks. Yes, building blocks. What are the building blocks? Building blocks like ranging from a small water molecule and gained complex structure like the DNA. Gained structure like the DNA is nothing but, DNA is the deoxyribonucleic acid. The transformation of DNA and RNA is the responsible of the one's appearance and the identification of oneself. So this is all which related to the biology. Okay, and when we come across the understanding of the molecules are polymer chain made up of a smaller repeating unit called monomers. These are four primary molecules. There are four primary molecules. What are they? The molecule we have understood. What are the molecules in terms of the biological word? There are a biological word called a biomolecule. What are these biomolecule is? This is a what the building blocks. So when it is building blocks, there comes the primarily four molecules, micromolecules. What are they? Carbohydrates. What are the carbohydrates? Building blocks. And lipids, fatty acid, proteins, amino acids, nucleic acid, that is nucleoids. This is what the working of that we will be considering as. And what are the concept of understanding this carbohydrate, lipids, proteins, and nucleics, nucleic acid is, what are these? This is the kind of the reaction, kind of the energy. It will be included in a cell. The fundamental of the cell. This is what. So how it is related? Carbohydrate is related to the cell. The lipids are related to the cell, and the protein are related to the cell, and nucleic acid is related to. These all are included in a mitochondria. The nucleus, the building blocks. This is how the carbohydrate, how it is related to the nucleus, quick energy, and the lipids, long-term energy. proteins, enzymes, muscular buildings, and transport. Nucleic acid, storing and transmitting genetic blueprints. Nucleic acid, storing and transmitting genetic blueprints. And what are the common example of certain kinds of this? Carbohydrates is nothing but starch and glucose, cellulose, glucogen, and the lipids, fats, oil, phospholipids, and cholesterol. These all includes the lipids. And proteins, what are this? Hemoglobin and lactose. And nucleic acid, DNA and RNA. This is what the biomolecule includes the explanation. These all are included in a nucleus. Nucleus is nothing but the fundamental cell, the cell which is having the nucleus, the cell which is having the fundamental of organism is a cell. Cell is having the nucleus. The nucleus is having all the explanation what I have given now. So this is how the molecule is in a terms of biological way. So when we understood the molecule of the in a biological way, then we come across the speed of the light. What is the speed of the light? When we come across the speed of the light is nothing but the pressure. What is this pressure is? Pressure is related to the, when we come across the biological word, pressure is related to the flow of the liquids. Flow of the liquids is nothing but, when we come across the liquid, there is a flow of blood. Flow of blood and flow of blood and the molecule, the nucleus, as I have explained, and the initialization of the molecule is directly it is given to the biomolecules. Biomolecules are nucleus. So we can say that nucleus and the circulation of the blood. Blood is nothing but there is a cell called including the nucleus. Cell includes the nucleus. So circulation of the cell, the flowing of the blood. The blood is includes the cell. Blood itself is a cell. Blood itself is a cell. And flowing of the cell in a circular manner of our own nervous system. That is what the pressure is. So when we come across these all things, there comes the energy, flowing of the energies. When we have the carbohydrates, quick energy, lipids, long-term energy, proteins, enzyme, muscular building, transportation, nucleic acid, RNA and DNA, storing and transmitting genetic blueprints. When we are talking with the flows, the pressure of lightning pressure, there is a flow of the cells. When we come across the flow of the cells, there is a flow of energies. Indirectly, it is there is a flow of energy. This is what the actual fact of individuality to be understood. So when we come across the energy, so energy is equal to nucleus plus lightning of the speed of the light, that is circulation. We come across this E is equal to MC square. As we come across this by the biological word, we can consider it as energy is equal to nucleus plus circulation square, NC square, as we come across biological term, because it is the term, it can be explained and understood by oneself with the individual of our own self and make the understanding of our own self. This is what the energy, flowing of the energy and the biological energy molecule, biological molecule, And when biological molecules I am explaining, there is the nucleus. The cell includes the nucleus. So this is how the circulation and the bionucleus or the nucleus is includes. So this is how we will be making the understanding of E is equal to mc square. Energy is equal to molecule and the lightning speed of the c square. That we count as a energy is equal to nucleus and the circulation pressure of the blood. That is what the flow of the blood, we can call it as a flow of the blood. That is what the circulation square. So we can come to understand that E is equal to mc square. Hence it is proved. Okay. So then we have come across the energy. What is the energy we have come? When I am talking with the language, there is a involvement of the energy and breathing. And the energy we come across the understanding of the energy with the E is equal to mc square, but now it is converted into E is equal to mc square. So this is what the relating is. Then we come across one more question. What is the positive energy and the negative energy? What is the positive energy and the negative energy? The same thing. The flow of the circulating, the flow of nucleus with the speed of the lightning is the positive energy. This is what the environment gives us as a positiveness from our own self. This is what the positive energy. So being in a flow of positive energy makes our own equilibrium of thinking. When there is a equilibrium of our own thinking, makes the decision as we direct our own self-determined direction. This is how the energy is initialized with the nucleus and the circulation of the blood. So this is how the positive energy. When we come across the mc square energy, and also the environment. When we come across the environment, we come across the energy of the external. What is the external energy? Sun is the external positive energy. Sun is the external positive energy we take from the B12, vitamin B12. What is this vitamin B12? It enhances the energy of one individuality. This is how the flowing of our own circulation of the blood make the purity. So in earlier days, we used to take the sunlight as our own evolution of our own self individuality. But nowadays, because of the hurry bari, we are in a shortage of the B12. Because of the shortage of the kind of vitamins, we are in a lack of circulation of the energies. So we should be in a certain position which is relating to the energy itself, positive energy itself. This is how the positive energy is environment is relating to our own self. This is how we should be taking the action regarding the nature. This is how I have taken the I have given the explanation of taking the instant energy, instant positive energy, being in an equilibrium. What is that? Gomata as an instant energy, being in an equilibrium. You can take the test on the product which is made by the cow dungs. You can take the test and make the realization of your own self, being in your own position, and take the product of the cow dungs and make the realization of your own self. The realization comes with the meditative state of a certain days, mostly 10 to 12 days. Then you can be understood. If it is not coming, the understanding of that positive energy, you can extend it. You can extend it 1 month, 2 months. you will surely you will be taking the action regarding the you will be having the sense of positive energy which is related to the cow dung, which gives the equilibrium of our own self, the fluctuation of the circulation of our own self, realization, the fluctuation of the pressurizing pressurizing our own circulation from higher to lower, lower to higher. So when we are come across these pressure higher to lower, lower to higher, we are unfluctuating, fluctuation of thinking. There comes the fluctuation of the thinking. So when we are in a positive way of relating to the environment, we take the action regarding the equilibrium. So this is how the instant equilibrium is nothing but having the sense of our own individual with regarding the nature. Because of this, I have taken the word as a Go Mata. Take the product of the Go Matas, whatever it may be, the product of the Go Mata, cow dung, and use it in a daily life. And you will be surely, I will make the surely the understanding of the positive energy and the negative energy. By using this positive energy and the sense of the positive energy and the negative energy, you will make the understanding and make the decision as you direct. This is how positive energy is. So when we come across the positive energy, the environment gives only the positive energy, but negative energy is created by the person or a environment, the person of the environment having the background of intent of giving the fluctuation and making the dominating on others, gives the negativity. So when the negative energy approaches you, surely you will be understanding this is what the negative energy I am facing. Now what I should be taking the action as a positive energy and making the decision as direct. You will be knowing that you will be knowing the decision what I should be taking regarding the situation which is caused by the negative energy, which is caused by the individuality having the intent of the negative energy. So this is how one should understand the positive energy and the negative energy. The thinking as well. Thinking, of course, all are having the mindset of analyzing it, analyzing the words, analyzing the determination of oneself and taking the decision as regarding. But the person who is having the intent of doing the domination on others, he is having only the negative intent of causing some of the work which not able to done by the positive person, but in negative person can make some of the domination process of the negative energy, invisible negative energy, so that you will be taking the action regarding. So this can influence the negativity in a positive process. So identifying these energies, the positive energy and the negative energy of your own self with regarding the environment, is the main fact of individuality. So from we come across the positive energy from where the we come across the influencing positive energy, understanding the individual. I have explained it. So taking these all things, taking the positive energy of our own self with regarding the environment, it gives only the positive sense. And same as I have given the explanation of the language. I have given the explanation of the language, how it is related to energy, the fluctuation of the breathing, the fluctuation of pronunciation, not the fluctuation of the breathing, but the fluctuation of breathing, the pronunciation of the various languages, make the understanding of our own self with regarding. the particular energies as well in a certain position, but not in an actual position. So because of this, I have taken one of the you can call hymns, which is includes Sahasranamavali, Ayyappa Sahasranamavali. What is this? In Idangna Pingala Vasa, Idagna Pingala Vasa, Sushubno Madhya Sambhava, Pingala Pincha Chudasya, Pishichasa Ve Pe Pavitraka, Pishichasa Pe Pavitraka. So once again I will be repeating. In Idangna Pingala Vasa, Idangna Pingala Vasa, Sushupno Madhya Sambhavaha. So when I am pronouncing these two hymns, which is includes in the Ayyappa Sahasranamavali, this hymns is include, the pronunciation includes only with the our own the nose, which the Ida and Pingala, two of the nose. This is right and left nose. This is the using of our own breathing. So having the Sanskrit language is like this, which gives only the positivity. So when we come across the positivity, how it is related to the breathing, how it is related to the Sanskrit language, how it is related to the various various language, the pronunciation is different of various the various pronunciation in the language is different, the conversation of the language is different. And the same thing, when we come across the Sanskrit, there is a words which comes only from the nose, the sense of the nose, the right nose and the left nose. This is how the one may take the pronunciation, one take the positiveness from the Sanskrit language. So when we come across the Sanskrit language positiveness and the sense of positiveness from the Sanskrit language, and when we come across the diversification languages, there comes the pronunciation clarity. The person who knows the Sanskrit language, having all the pronunciation of his own self, has the clarity of the pronunciation of every languages, which includes the diversification of the Bharat. This is how the pronunciation is related to our breathing. This is how the pronunciation is related to the energy. This is how the pronunciation is related to understanding of our own realization and the understanding of a positive energy and the negative energy as well. So when we come across the positive energy, there is simultaneously there is a negative energy as well. So when we come across the positive energy, there is a negative energy. When the negative energy comes with the domination and with the diverting, when the negative energy comes with the domination and the negative influence of diverting, one should understand of the energies which is with the tradition. When we come across the tradition, the learning of Sanskrit is main motive of what I am explaining now. The main motive of the Sanskrit is nothing but understanding the positive energy and the how the person is approaching towards individuality, whether he is in intent of giving the positiveness with regard the environment, whether he is giving the intent of the negativity with regarding the environment. You should be having the sense of understanding the background of the individuality. This is what the understanding of understanding and having the pronunciation with particularly. Sanskrit is a language which makes the purity of every pronunciation. So this is how from Sanskrit language, all the languages has emerged. And if it is some of the conflict, I mostly I'm in a conflict of that. If it is there, the pronunciation, when we come across the pronunciation, there comes the fact of the sound. When it is come across the sound, there is a pronunciation of every pronunciation includes the sound of some, sa, sh, sa. So this is how these all the words, which includes every word of the Sanskrit. Every word of the Sanskrit includes the sa, sam, yam. This is what? Madhyam, sambhavam, susushmam, pashishchasam, pingalam, pincham, What is this? Having the sense of vibration, having the sense of vibration of our own in a nostril, in a of the individual nose. That is what the finding of our own pronunciation, the clarity of the pronunciation. The clarity of the pronunciation of the various languages come with regarding the learning of the Sanskrit language. So if you are not able to learn a Sanskrit language, go to the step towards the learning the Sanskrit language. Get towards the step towards the learning the Sanskrit language, having the sense of understanding the Sanskrit language. If one understand the word of the Sanskrit language, then he will continuously, when he is doing the certain pronunciation, he come across the understanding of the words. When the understanding of the words comes to him, then there comes the understanding of sentences. So when there is a understanding of the sentences, then he comes understanding the desire of understanding the Bhagavad Gita. When the desire of the Bhagavad Gita arises, there is a fact of what is the situation the person is creating towards you, and what are the fact you should be giving in the response. The situation, what is the situation he has created, and what the situation you should be creating. This is what the understanding of the individuality. This is how the Sanskrit language is particularly with the energy. This is how the energy is particularly meant with the immunity. This is how the immunity is particularly related to the breathing. This is how the breathing is related to well-being of our own self. When the well-being of our own self, when we come across well-being of our own self, we come across the determined decision, what the determined decision we have taken towards. So this is how one should understand. One more hymns I will be giving. What is that? The same thing. Triguni Manipadmam Vajramanikya Dandam Sita Sumashara Pashaka Mokshika Dandakandam Drita Madhupatram Vibratam Hasta Padmai Harihara Sutamide Chakra Mantrata Murtim. So wherever you come across the upper part here, from the here to here, this is what the pronunciation has coming. This is what the purity of breathing is. This is how the purity of the breathing comes from the various languages. This is how one will understand and realize of our own thing, his own thing. So how it is related? When we come across the understanding of our own self, how it is of our own self understanding of realization. I have said that realization of our own self and making the understanding of our own self. The same thing what the Bhagavad Gita says. Let me give you the shloka. We have come across the several topics we have understood, and let me give you lastly I will be giving the shloka which gives the same understanding. The translation I will be giving, you can make the understanding of that from that. Okay. Tasma jnana sambhutam vrutsnaya jnana sinantmana chitvainam sanshayam yoga matishchotishna bharatah. Yeah, yoga matishchotishna bharatah. So what is this mean? What is this shloka mean? I'm able to understand some of the words, but the clarity I is to give you is little bit I will be giving. But instead of giving the clarity of little bit, I will be giving the explanation what the translation of this. Okay. Therefore, with the sword of knowledge, destroy the ignorance born, doubt that dwell in your heart, and stand up, established in a yoga. This is what the understanding of the Sanskrit language. This is what the understanding of the Bhagavad Gita, desire of the Bhagavad Gita, understanding the desire of understanding the Bhagavad Gita, and making the our own pronunciation as the clarity, and making the diversification as a as our own unification. Sanskrit language is a language which makes the identification of the outer world who is approaching with the positive negative energy or the negative energy, intent of the positive energy, positive sense, or the intent of the negative sense. You will be able to understand the same thing, the energy what the person is coming with, the energy what the person is coming with, you will be able to understand. This is how the Bhagavad Gita states with tasman the jnana sambhutam vrutsna jnana sinatmanah chitvainam sanshayam yoga matishtotishnada bharatah. So therefore with the sword of the knowledge, destroy this ignorance born doubt that dwells in your heart. When we are talking about the doubt and will, the fluctuation of thinking, the avoiding of the fluctuation of the thinking, and making the decision, determined decision with regards. This is what the shloka is saying. In your heart, and stand up, established in a yoga. What is this stand up and established in the yoga? Being in a meditative state and make the decision as you determined. This is what the shloka states. So being in all this what I have given the explanation today is regarding with the positive energy. So, and positive energy and making the positive energy of your own self with regards the understanding of the shloka, and as well as the biologically energy and the pronunciation. These all are the factor which is includes our own self in individuality, and make the decision as determined our own self. The same thing what I have given is a yoga. Established in a yoga is nothing but being in a meditative state. This is what the concentration of the power, what the Swami Vivekananda has given the power of the yoga. This is what the power of the yoga. Let me give you what he has what the Swami Vivekananda has given. Once more I will be giving. What is that? Concentration of the power of the mind is our only instrument to help us see God. The concentrated mind is a lamp that shows us every corner of the soul. So understanding the main concept of the energy and the language and the breathing and the energies of the positive and the negative energy, and also I have used the energy, only energy, but energy of the individual. Energy of the individual is nothing but when we come across the explanation and we taken the nucleus and the circulation of the blood. The nucleus and the circulation of the blood is nothing but lightening a pressure of our own self. So this is what the circulation square of the circulation. So then we come across the energy is equal to NC square, nucleus and the circulation square. So being this energy, biologically energy, and making the identification of our positive energy and the negative energy, and making the sense of our own self, understanding our own self, and being in a meditative state is the only key. Being in a meditative state is the only key to identify the individuality approaching towards you. Is the negative energy or the positive energy, positive thinking or a negative thinking, and what the position you should be in a certain situation. If you are in a certain situation, what the position you will be in. This is what the fact one should understand the individuality. This is how the series I have come with across the I have brought the series with. So instant energy, avoiding the negative energy is nothing but the product of the Gomatas. The product of the Gomatas gives the product of the Gomatas is product which is made by the cow dungs. Give the sense of the positiveness of his own self, oneself. The giving the positiveness sense of his own self is nothing but the energy. It will be rising the energy of one individuality. He can be sensing of a particular. He will be sensing that energy by being in a meditative state. In certain period, when we come across the certain period, he goes on the increasing the period. So goes on increasing the time interval and make the sense of complete sense of the soul, complete sense of energy. The complete sense of energy comes when the meditative state. Then he comes across the concentration mind is a lamp that shows us every corner of the soul. Then we come across this statement as a proof of Swami Vivekananda has stating. So be on a series. I will be giving the I have given the identification how it is related to one's body, and how it is related to the language, how it is related to the breathing. I will be bringing explanation regarding how the meditative state is relating to the energy. How the meditative state is relating to energy, and how it is implementing in our own self with regarding the negativity influencing, and the positivity, what the steps you should be taking regarding. I will be making you understand the energies, and make the understanding of energies can make the direct decision what you have determined. So all this, when we come across the understanding of the energies, we come across the breathing. When we come across the breathing, we come across the Sanskrit language. Sanskrit language is the main languages that makes the understanding realization of our own self. This is what the Bhagavad Gita says. The same thing, the yoga, therefore the sword of the knowledge destroys the knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but one should understand our own self and make all the avoiding of the fluctuation and make the determined decision of our own self. This is what the being in a establishing in a yoga, being in a yoga and being in a devotion state, individual will take the action as he determined. This is how I will be relating some more democratically. This also very much important with the democratically. And what are the situation which is creating towards you? What are the situation you should be taking the with regarding? I will make the sure of understanding the explanation and make you the analyzation of your own self and take the explanation as the sattva guna and make the decision as your determined. जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय श्री राम.